All right, let's grab one real quick. So I want you to look through. Which ones are we feeling unsure of? Flip through. You review. That is the wrong review. There's 8 questions on your review, I think. Oh, there's 9 questions? Yep. All right. Which ones do you want to go through? 9. Okay, let's do it. All right, that will be that one. Oh, that's 8. Did I not put 9 on here? I didn't put 9 on here. Boo for me. No, we're gonna go here, this way. Add page. Aha! Ooh, this one's tippy. All right. I cannot throw this desk. I'm going to slide backwards and fall off.
Here's the contact info for Eric B.
Did not ask for that. Love it when my watch thinks she's helping. She's so not. All right, let's look at this one. So we are going to need to do a whole bunch of pieces on this one. There's lots of pieces here. We have that is not the pen I want. I want this one. All right, what we have is 2x squared plus 3x plus 1 over 2x squared plus 4x minus 30. We are asked to divide by 2x squared minus, oh, nope, that's upside down. I got the wrong piece. 4x plus 20 times x plus 1 and 2x squared minus 7x plus 3. Lots of pieces here. This is a really excellent one to do. What's your instinct on this? What's our first step going to be? Keep, change, flip. We need to keep this one the same. We're going to change the sign here, and we're going to flip this. So while I'm rewriting stuff, I might as well simplify at the same time. So when I'm keeping this the same, what else do I need to do to this top piece? Factor it. So I'm going to use my x, and since I have an a value, I am going to use the box. And it's going to wind up kind of small. I'm going to have a times c at the top, 2 times 1, giving us 2. B on the bottom is 3. What's a pair of numbers that multiplies to be 2 and adds to make 3? 2 and 1. We're going to use our box for our 2x squared from our equation, our 1 from our equation, our 1x from the x frame, and our 2x from the x frame. So we can pull our factors. The first column, 2x squared and 2x, what do they have in common? 2x. How about 1x and 1? 1. Not just 1, not 1x. I can't take 1x out of the 1. Let's look at 2x and 1x. What do they have in common? 1x. And the bottom row, 2x and 1. What do they have in common? 1. So my factored form for my numerator, for that top piece, we're going to have 2x plus 1 and x plus 1. Questions on that one? Or on that part? Because then we get to do the same thing here. That's not the whole thing. Helps if I look at my whole equation here. That guy. I'm going to take that guy. And we're going to do the same dang thing. What do we need to do when we're factoring? Here. Do I want to do 2 times negative 30 here? Or do I need to check for something first? Music off, y'all. I hear it up here. Thank you. Check first. Whenever we have an A that's not 1, is there a GCF?
Yes.
Yeah. I could take a 2 out. When I take a 2 out here, I really don't have a great place to put it. Oh, well, we'll put it here. When we take a 2 out, what's left over? X squared, yep, plus 2x minus 15. This is the piece we're going to factor. This guy. So this time we're only going to need an x frame. We're not going to need the whole box. Because we really have minus 15 on the top and 2 on the bottom. The music is back on. So if you turn it off or the song changed when I said that a minute ago, turn it back off. Y'all have a quiz tomorrow. Thank you, my dear. And I'm literally going through the review. Rude. What's our pair of numbers? It multiplies to make 15 and adds to make 2.
3 negative. No,
So
2.
3 and 5, I agree. Which one's negative?
3.
The 3. So since this has our in here a value of 1, we do not need the box. We're going to have our 2x minus 3x plus 5. That's our keep side. Whew. It's a lot of stuff. Change means we're going to change that sign. And then when we look at our second fraction, what's going on the top? We're going to have orange on this side and another color. Do dark red. So you've got orange and brown. Which one's going to go on the top?
2x
The-
minus 7x.
Yeah, the 2x squared. This guy's going to go on the top now. I don't like that's too dark. Make that redder. Better. Okay. So we're going to try and factor this, get this into factored form. Do I have a GCF I can take out? Nope. So we're going to X and box it. So my A times C, 2 times 3 gives us 6. And our B is negative 7. What's a pair of numbers? It multiplies to make 6 and adds to get negative 7.
Negative 6.
Negative 6 and
Negative 1.
negative 1. So when we fill in our box here, and I know it's very small up here, 2x squared and our 3 with our minus 6x and our minus 1x. And now we can pull those factors. Ooh, that's a lot. Ooh, can I? Nope, I can't. I was trying to see if I could move that piece, but that is not gonna work. All right. What are we gonna get when we pull our factors? When we pull between 2x squared and minus 1x, what do they have in common? For this one right here, what do they have in common? X. How about between minus 6x and positive 3? 3. My top row, between 2x squared and minus 6x, what do they have in common? 2x. And minus 1x and positive 3. Minus 1. That 3 on the other side, this guy over here, is this positive 3 or negative 3? Negative. Oh, wait, can I take a 3 out of the 1? I think I just got in my head there. Minus 1. 'Cause I think you said it right. I think I just was stuck on, oh shoot, I forgot the minus sign on the 3. So this was the denominator in the original question and is now our numerator. So we have our 2x minus 1 and our x minus 3. This is our flip. We're working on flipping this stuff. This bit that was on the top, do I need to do anything with it? What do I need to do?
Something with 4x plus 20.
Something with the 4x plus 20. What can I do with the 4x plus 20?
Take 4 out.
Take 4 out. So if I take 4 out of 4x plus 20, we're going to be left with x plus 5 and x plus 1. That is the first step in this question. This one's a beast. Questions on how we got any of these pieces? This is a whole lot of pieces here. Yes. Yeah. So we're looking at this up here. Whoa! What did you do up there? So this guy up here. The x plus 1 is this x plus 1 here. And we looked at this piece here and we're like, oh, look, that has a common factor in it. It's got a GCF of 4. So we're just going to pull that guy out. So this is fully factored because if we're lucky, that would have been something that crossed out. It's not, but it could have been something that did. So we want to make sure we always have things as fully factored as possible. Okay. So now that we have it here, what can we do next? We're multiplying, which means we multiply across, which basically means this is just one giant fraction, and I don't have to rewrite it. How do we simplify this? The x plus 1, yes. That one's here and here. I have the same top and bottom. I can cancel those out. What else do I have that I can cancel out? X minus 3. Do I have anything else that I can cancel out? No. So to write our answer here, we're going to rewrite this as 2x plus 1. That's my piece that's left over up here. And I've got 2x minus 1, which is my piece left over up here. On the bottom, I have 2 times x plus 5 times 4 times x plus 5. Is that denominator as simplified as it should be? Ooh, that's tiny. No, what do I need to do to fix the denominator here? Multiply what? The 2 and the 4 are going to multiply and be what? 8. So we're going to have our 2x plus 1, 2x minus 1. And we have our 2 times 4, which gives us 8. And you can put x plus 5 times x plus 5, or you can put x plus 5 squared. I genuinely don't care. It's the same thing. What we're not going to do is we're not going to multiply these back out. We're not multiplying them back out. Leave them as factors. This is the end. This is our answer here. Or x plus 5, x plus 5. That's also fine. It does not have to be with the square. Both are 100% correct. I'm just lazy and didn't want to write it again. So 9 is probably the hardest on the page. This one's number 9. You guys want to do one of the adding and subtracting ones? 7. Boop. There we go. Number 7. What's our instinct here for number 7? What's our gut instinct? Factor. When in doubt is a great place to start. What are we going to factor? Yeah. Let's look at this guy. That was the chunky marker. Let's switch that back over here. So let's look at this guy and see if we can factor him. So we're going to use an x. At the top is going to go, what? Negative 20. The bottom goes 1. What's a pair of numbers that multiplies to be negative 20 and adds to be 1? 4 and 5. Which one's going to be negative? The negative 4. So when we start looking at this to rewrite, my denominator is going to be our x minus 4x plus 5. My numerator, this guy, am I just bringing him down? Yeah, that's fine. We can. Totally fine. Since we're adding and subtracting, it's not as big a deal if I factor that. If we were simplifying right now, we would want to factor that. Minus, and then the guy on the right, he doesn't really have much going on. So we're going to just copy him down too. We're being asked to subtract these. Which means, what are we going to do with this? We can't cancel them out because there's not top and bottom, and it's we've got it. They're both in the denominator, and it's being added, not multiplied. What do you got, Josh? So we could factor the top and make this. Yeah. So this would be 2 and x plus 5. So we could do that. Why would that be helpful? Because we could cancel out the x plus 5s. That's one of those, the universe conspired against us when we were making this. Because we could cancel that out. And make this 2 over x minus 4 minus 5 over x minus 4. Which gives us a final answer of what? Would it be 3? What's 2 minus 5? 2 minus 5. Thank you. Otherwise, I'm about to borrow $5. Okay. So if we notice that, and if we have that internal simplification we can do, great. What if this didn't cancel out? What would be our other option here? How could I get a common denominator? Because that's what we were looking for over here. How could I get a common denominator if this guy wouldn't cancel out? We would have to multiply, do something with the 5. Yeah. Because I would need this, well, not this 5. I would need my denominators to match. So this has an x minus 4 and this has an x minus 4. This has an x plus 5, but this one doesn't. So you can multiply by the x plus 5 over x plus 5. So this is your other option here. You don't need to do both. If it cancels, great. It's actually way less work. If it doesn't cancel, you're going to need to multiply to get your common denominator. Okay? So be aware of the two different ways you can go. You can try and check and try and simplify, or you can multiply. This is two different options here. Okay? We already have our answer down here. You'll get the same answer either way, because it should simplify down. Because you get 2x plus 10 minus 5x plus 25, and it's still going to simplify down to be negative 3. So it gives you the same things. Any more you want to go through? 6. Cool. This will give us a chance to practice that multiplying stuff. So we're looking to add these. When we're adding fractions, they have to, non-negotiable, have the same denominator. So, do they right now have the same denominator? No. The easiest way to think about it is look at my denominator here. What is it missing that this one has? A minus sign. But I can't just take the little bitty minus sign. I got to bring the whole guy, that whole x minus 3. I need them to both be in the denominator. But I can't just multiply the bottom by x minus 3 because that's not how math works. We got to multiply by 1. It's just a funky looking 1 by having x minus 3 over x minus 3. The weirdest looking 1 ever. It's 1. It's just a weird 1. The right fraction, what are we going to multiply it by? Yeah, we're going to multiply this whole thing by x plus 5 over x plus 5. Again, it's just 1. It's just a weird 1. When we multiply these out, we're going to have x minus 3 times 1, which is x minus 3. That's a 3, not a question mark. And my denominator is x minus 3 times x plus 5. My right fraction turns into 2 times x plus 5, which is 2x plus 10 over x minus 3 times x plus 5. Now what do we do? Now I have common denominators. That's what I wanted. Why does that help me? Not canceling out. I can smush them together. When they have the common denominator, I can add the tops, add those numerators together. So my denominator is going to be that x minus 3 times x plus 5. It's common. It's the same thing between the both of them. And now we're going to take our x minus 3 and add our 2x plus 10. One more line to write here. My denominator's not changing. My x minus 3 is just going to keep on hanging. What can I do with the top? Say that again, Josh?
Can you take 2 out of 2x plus 10?
We're not trying to factor anything right now. I just want to simplify this. I don't want to put parentheses back into it. I was going to say, what if all we saw was that? What would I do with a statement like that? Combine my terms. Yeah. I've got x and 2x. So how many x's do I have on the top? 3 x's. Oop, let's get a pen. How about my numbers? 7. I have 10 minus 3, which gives us a positive 7. Can I simplify that at all anymore? Can I pull out any common factors or anything like that? No. Is there anything I can cross out top and bottom? No. That is our simplified answer. This guy is it. Okay. How are we feeling then? You feeling ready for tomorrow, maybe? Yeah, you go. Take a deep breath. Okay, so there's about 10 minutes left until the announcements start. Do you have any more that you guys want to work through? Or you want to spend the rest of this time finishing it out yourself and asking questions and working on stuff? Because the 1 and 2 are simplifying like we did on 9. It's the crossy-outy part here. 1 and 2 are factor, crossy-outy part. 4, 2? Yeah, we can do 2. Boop. Maybe, where is it? There it is. Yeah, it's just factor and simplify. So, let's do. So we're going to take, okay, fine, I'll use the highlighter. What the heck? We're going to do the top one. Do I have a GCF I can pull out of all the pieces for the top one? Nope. So we are X and boxing the whole gosh darn thing. So what's my A times C that goes at the top? Aside from gross. What's 6 times negative 12? It's going to be more than 36. 6 times 6 is 36. Yeah. Negative 72. Ew. That's okay. And then our B value is negative 1. So we need a pair of numbers that multiplies to be 72 and has a difference of 1. What pair of numbers multiplies to be 72 and has a difference of 1? If you're on something like this and you get stuck, or especially stuck at this point, make a list of factors of the things that multiply to make 72. 1 and 72, they definitely do not have a difference of 1. 72 is divisible by 2. So 72 divided by 2 is going to give us 36. It is divisible by 3. 24? Yeah. Is it divisible by 4? Yes. I'm going to do it on my head. 18? I think. When in doubt, grab a calculator. We're still Josh's because he's not here. 18? Doing it in my head and the coffee's only half kicked in, so I'm like, double check things. All right, so 4 and 18. It's not divisible by 5. It is divisible by 6. We just did that one, 6 and 12. 72 is not divisible by 7 that I can think of. Nope, we get a decimal. 72 is it divisible by 8? Yeah, so we have 8 and 9. And that gets us all of our factors of 72. Which pair has a difference of 1? 8 and 9. So that's an easier way to spot it than trying to just kind of sit here and stare at 72 and hope the numbers magically pop in your head. Okay, so we're going to use 8 and 9. Which one's going to be negative? The 9. So filling in our box, we have our 6x squared from our equation and our negative 12 from our expression. And then we have our 8x and our minus 9x. So let's pull those factors. What is shared between 6x squared and minus 9x? X. Anything more shared in this first column? A 3. 6 and 9 are both divisible by 3. How about in the second column, 8x and negative 12? What are they both divisible by? 2 does in fact count, but it is not the biggest one. 4. So be careful. Make sure you're pulling out the greatest thing they have in common. How about 6x squared and 8x? What do they have in common? I heard it. 2 and x. Second row, minus 9x and minus 12. What do they have in common? Negative 3. So my top equation here is going to be 3x plus 4 and 2x minus 3. That's half our factoring. Because then we need to do the same process with our denominator here. Somebody's watching cartoons. So I hear the voices. Do we have a GCF that I can pull out of this to make my factoring easier in my denominator? No, I don't. Which means we're just going to kind of rock on. So we're going to take our A times C at the top, B at the bottom. 3 times negative 20 gives us negative 60 at the top. Our B is negative 11. So we need a pair of numbers that multiplies to make negative 60 and have a difference of 11. And again, that's not one that necessarily comes to mind right away. So if you need to make a list, do so. 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 11, no, not 11, 12. I mean, we can go with 6 and 10. 7, 8, 9. I think that's it. Which pair has a difference of 11? 15 and 4. Which one of these is going to need to be negative in order for our 11 to be negative? The 15. So when in doubt, make a list of factors. It's 100% okay and totally valid. From here, we're going to fill in our box. 3x squared minus 20. Our minus 15x and our 4x. And now we're going to pull our factors and we're going to make sure we're being careful about it. I stole this off your desk because I borrowed it. All right. So what is shared between 3x squared and 4x? X. What is shared between negative 15x and negative 20? Negative 5. What is shared between 3x squared and negative 15x? Not negative. This one's just going to be positive. But yeah, 3x. It's only these boxes that match that sign. How about our bottom row? What is shared between 4x and minus 20? 4. So our factored form here is x minus 5 and 3x plus 4. And what can we do now? Cancel them out. Canceling what out specifically? I have a 3x plus 4 here and a 3x plus 4 here. So my answer here, my fully simplified answer is going to be 2x minus 3 over x minus 5. And that's our answer. Okay. Finish this out as you're going through the rest of today. We've got like 3 minutes until the announcements start, and I don't want to try and squeeze one more in. The answer key, I believe, is posted on Canvas in the module page. If it's not, I will get it there third period today. I will double check it. But it should be there. So look through that. Let me know if you have questions going through stuff tonight. If you're going through and studying tonight, let me know. I'm happy to help. Quizzes tomorrow. Tomorrow's a quiz. Quizzes tomorrow. Okay? Log on. Do the thing. Yeah, take the big bath.